Good morning, traders. It has been a very interesting time looking at Ethereum and Bitcoin and Litecoin over the last couple days since the year started. We've seen that Bitcoin has taken a bit of a knock. It did receive some fairly negative publicity, but not enough to actually do a serious amount of drop to it. As you can see, this is trading very much, the charts are starting to look very much how a normal currency pair would actually look, where we don't have these massive movements up. We now have movements within it. But one thing to keep in mind is that even though this is starting to look like a regular movement of a regular Forex pair, these movements are still immense. Well, let's say you traded one lot on a regular pair, a movement from here down to there, you'd look at a couple $100 profit. On something like the Bitcoin, this would be a couple $1,000 that you're trading. So keep in mind, even though the charts are now starting to look like regular Forex pairs, there are still such massive amounts of movements within big pip movements moving up and down that it is still far more risky. But the nice thing is that with these kind of movements, it is now becoming a little bit more predictable. If we bounce over to Ethereum, we have a very nice system set up here. We've seen that Ethereum has started, well, it's just been taking off, not quite as sharp as it has done in the past or any of the other cryptocurrencies, but it is still showing a very strong bullish momentum, far stronger than what we're seeing inside the Bitcoin. But we're also seeing the similar kind of movements that we had in regular Forex pairs, where you have your ups and downs, and you have your kind of, it looks like ladders, where it looks almost like stairs moving on the way up. And we've highlighted two ascending trend lines here. This one has been running for some time, all the way back since the 22nd of December, so last year. And we had this long pin bar that formed, and everything kind of came off it. Then it came back down in a bearish movement, and then strong bulls, and then bearish again. And we can see that it's been hit a few times, and then even off this line here, it's been pushed off again. And now we can see that a new one has formed, and we've had our 3 hits. This one isn't perfect, but it is definitely close enough to consider that as being an important line. Now, one thing to look out for when you see a new trend line form is that basically the reason why trading like this works is because other people are also doing it. Other people are also drawing in these trend lines and finding these important positions where things have been happening. And whenever the market comes down and shows a pin bar, then you, along with 10, 20, 30, 50, 100,000 other people, all jump in and buy at the same time, and that pushes the market. Especially with things like cryptocurrencies, which don't really have anything backing them besides the fact that people have faith and belief that the currency will become more important. But this is not unlike the US dollar, where the US dollar's value is really based on the US citizens saying that, yes, we have faith in the US dollar. So there is no gold standard backing the cryptocurrencies. This means that we need to look out for, whenever we get an opportunity for technical analysis, we need to look out for positions and places where we could see the market bouncing off, because more than likely tons of other people and millions of dollars are looking for the same thing. So in this case, we can see that we've had a bullish movement and then an accelerated bullish movement, which is picking up. So we need to keep an eye on this level across here. Let me zoom in so we can see a little bit closer what's happening. Now, what I'm waiting for is for the market to come up again, and I feel that if it follows this pattern that it's been running, then we should see it come up to approximately this level, then head down. And if we get confirmation that it's coming off this line again, then I will be definitely trading this in a long position up again. I feel like it's a little bit too late to enter this trade now, because we would have to have our stop loss probably down at about this position, and that's very far away. When trading the cryptocurrencies, you definitely want to have tight stop losses and get in early. Now, this means that your success rate will be lower than what you want, but your profit to risk will be very, very high, so it should make up for it. So do yourself a favor, have a look at Ethereum and look for these 2 lines, mark them in, and let's see what's going to happen here. This could happen this evening or tomorrow morning even. So we will definitely be following up with this Ethereum trade that's happening. Let's go back to the euro dollar that we looked at last week. We can see here that this line had not been hit, and it's still trading within the triangle. So what we're waiting on here is for it to either give us a breakout on either side, or we're waiting for it to, say, come up here and give us a short position to trade down towards this lower ascending trend line. Or perhaps it's going to turn down and then bounce off the send line coming back in. So there's three opportunities that we're really looking for. One is a breakout on either side. The other is for it to trade in a bearish movement coming off this top line, or a bullish movement coming off the lower line. This is a 4-hour chart, so this could take quite some time for it to happen. If we have more big candles like this, could happen by tonight. But I suspect that this might only come into play after the weekend on Monday. But we're still going to be keeping an eye on it just to see where things are going off. So for now, folks, put in your Ethereum, have a look at these two lines that we've drawn in, and have a look at the euro dollar for another potential trade entry on that.